fragile. I've spent a lot of time down there, but there is a mentality in the Florida Keys, because people are used to dealing with hurricanes, that they will stay and hunker down. But I mean, look at what's happening here now, and we're nowhere near the eye of the storm at the moment. These winds are picking up tremendously.
You hear a lot these days about this being a nation divided, but what we've witnessed here over the past couple of days is compassion, pure and simple. These men drove all the way from Los Angeles in California with one simple mission: to feed the homeless. This is a man who really believes that America has to be an inclusive society, that America cannot be a place where certain groups, regardless of their religion, regardless of their beliefs, can be picked on by anybody. Even when you witness firsthand ghost trees and you hear the tales of how the land is eroding here, it's hard to quantify what's actually happening. But according to one geological survey, this area in 1916 was 10% water. Now it's 90%. It is that water cooler moment. It's all anyone will talk about over the next few days. And ultimately, it's a shame because it was a mistake. We haven't had an explanation yet. We don't know quite what happened, but it seems that perhaps the presenters were given the wrong envelope. We simply don't know yet.
There's a saying here, as Florida goes, so goes the nation. So if this state is a reflection of how the entire country is feeling, it's pretty accurate.
These gangs have been here for a long time. They are entrenched in society. Some people would even say they are a parallel power. For the residents of the Sea Breeze Trailer Park on Isla Mirada, this was a slice of tropical paradise. Now it lays in ruins, obliterated by one of the most powerful hurricanes to ever bear down on this chain of islands.
In a band, I booked Tommy Malone and a two-man band.
Kevin has lived here for more than a decade. Little is left of his home, and seeing it for the first time is emotionally overwhelming.
It's not a lot to you. But it is to us.
For Sharon Nola, things are even worse. Many people use these trailers as holiday homes, but she lives here year-round. Like many others, she's now facing months of uncertainty.
I don't have a job because I have no place to live, and it was hard enough getting a place to live in Alamorada before, but now it's going to be worse. So.
And you at least managed to salvage some personal possessions?
I got a few sentimental things, and yeah, so everything else, it's just too dangerous to go in there.
The cleanup operation here seems like an almost insurmountable task. In situations like this, the words catastrophe and disaster are all too often overused, but if you were living in a mobile park like this, that's exactly what you're facing. Many people here didn't have insurance. Their only option now is to rebuild, and for most that's simply unaffordable. What they need now more than anything else is government help. The picture here is replicated across the Florida Keys, and as the roads begin to open, teams are standing by to help.
Our mental health specialists are waiting for the green light to be able to get onto the Keys and just kind of go with our first response teams and talk to people and make sure that we're able to just help them get it out of their systems, do whatever we can in the way of providing a shoulder in addition to financial or other types of support.
The U.S. military has also arrived to bring in much needed supplies and aid. It could be weeks before power and water are restored, but much longer until life in what was paradise returns to normal. One of our biggest strengths is that we talk to normal, everyday people. We get them to tell their stories, and doing that really reveals the truth. People are still gathered outside these gates waiting for any information. Most of them don't know whether their loved ones are alive or dead. Well, Miami really is a place where two worlds meet. We can get to Washington, D.C. in 2 hours. We can get to Honduras and the rest of Central America in about the same time. But more importantly, it's where those two cultures, North and South America, meet. So strategically, it's a very important place for Al Jazeera to be.